Hi everybody, it's Brittany Hopkins with Mayball Real Estate, Augusta's social realtor, and I have a very important announcement that I want to get out to all of my potential clients and customers, those of you that are coming in out of the area and wondering where you should live and why. So, first and foremost, it's April 24th, 2019, and I have to give a quick shout out to my husband. It is his birthday. I will not give his age, but it is his last year in his 30s. So, happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great day. Now, on to why I'm doing this video. This morning, Maybob had a phenomenal sales meeting for all of us. I am so blessed to be with the company that you all should be with if you're in real estate, and that is Maybob Real Estate. So what we did is we had a panel of 4 speakers, and those 4 speakers represented specific areas throughout the CSRA. And what our COO, who is John Cates, he's wonderful as well, he asked 3 to 4 questions from this panel, and the respective members answered. And I will be playing all of their answers, focused really on our Columbia County administrator, who is Scott Johnson, because that is really what I sell. That is what I list, where I sell, where I live, what I love, and those are really where I market. I know a good bit about North Augusta and Aiken, but honestly, Columbia County is my home, and it means so much to me. So my videos are focused really on what Scott Johnson has to say about Columbia County and where we are and where we are going. So the 4 panel members are as follows. We have Margaret Woodward with the Downtown Development Authority. We have Scott Johnson, the Columbia County Administrator, Todd Glover, the City of North Augusta Administrator, and Stuart Bedenbaugh, who is the City of Aiken Manager. Those were the 4 respective individuals who were on this panel. And what you're going to see next is you're going to see 3 questions answered by Scott Johnson, who I work with via development company day in and day out, and he answered some really, really good questions. So, question number 1 was this: in your specific areas, where do you see Aiken, North Augusta, Columbia County, and downtown of Augusta, Georgia going in the next 5 years? Watch.
You know, I think for Columbia County, a lot of times people ask what our biggest problem is, and the first answer is always traffic. Traffic's the biggest problem. Traffic's a problem in Columbia County because we have a lot of construction going on, and that's what causes our traffic problem a lot. Washington Road, those of you that are traveling Washington Road right now, and it's open, it's 5 lanes all the way out to Riverwood. It's wonderful now. A year ago it was terrible, and we all know that. We were all upset with that. So. But I really don't feel like traffic is the biggest problem in Columbia County. I really feel, in looking 5 years from now, I think Columbia County has to do a better job of creating an identity. If any of us that live in Columbia County or from Columbia County, if we're anywhere else in the world, if anybody asks where you're from, we're going to say Augusta. And it's not that we're not proud of Augusta. I'm certainly proud of that. But Augusta has an identity. It has a brand. Columbia County has struggled with that for some time. We're the largest unincorporated county in Georgia, which means that 90% of our population does not live within the city limits. We have the city of Harlem and city of Grovetown, but the other 90% lives in Columbia County. And the identity of that is not known worldwide. So it's something that we've been working on for some time, trying to create that identity. I think the establishment of our downtown, which is what you're seeing here now, our partnership with Maybon was something that's very strategic. To try to establish a downtown and a downtown feel, and having the plaza be part of that. So really, I think in the next 5 years, it's really creating an identity for Columbia County that makes it our own, that is a brand that is outside of this area.
Great answer, Scott. So question number 2 from John Cates with Maybon Real Estate was this: if you could go to sleep tonight and wake up and it's 10 years from now, what do you see for your respective area in terms of growth?
I think everybody would agree. You heard it all the way across that in our line of work, you just learn not to sleep because a lot keeps you up at night. If you care about your community, and I know everybody up here very much cares about their community. You know, for us in Columbia County, we've been a fast-growing county for a long time. You know, the last census we grew by 39%. We stand to do near that again. We've done that every census since 1950, and that's unbelievable when you really take a look at that. We were the 28th fastest growing county in the nation, not in the state, in the nation. We are now the 75th fastest growing county in the nation. And people thinking, wow, Scott, well, y'all went the wrong direction. No, that was kind of intentional. We have to keep up with the infrastructure. You hear smart road, smart road, smart road. I would say the one thing that I think about a lot is, how do you do that in smart growth? We know people are coming here. We know the numbers. We've studied them. We've talked to the right folks. We have to have enough product on the ground. We have to have enough houses. We have to have, Todd mentioned apartments. You know, apartments has been a bad word in Columbia County for a long time, but I think it had to do a lot maybe with the product that people were looking at or building. So we have to start expanding that a little bit to offer people different things in Columbia County, because the fact is they're coming here. So with that, how do you maintain the character, or how do you maintain the charm, or how do you maintain the one thing that we really love about Columbia County most is the quality of life. We really try to set a high standard of quality of life. If you look across the street at that park, we're building multiple pocket parks which are replicas of that park all over the county right now, minus the amphitheater piece of it. But we're building those all over the county. We're doing all kinds of green space. We're expanding the greenway. Hope to fully fund that soon. So it's amenity after amenity after amenity on top of our wonderful schools. It's going to drive people to come to Columbia County. My job is how do we manage that, or how do we do that, and again still maintain the integrity and the charm. Every time we have a rezoning meeting in Columbia County, and I know the realtors and the developers in the room, y'all see this, every single time we have a rezoning meeting in Columbia County, the place is packed. It's packed. We can pass a $200 million budget, and there's not a single person in the room. Nobody cares. But you go to rezone something, and everybody that lives anywhere near it is going to come out, and they've got a problem with it. And what's really funny about it, the people that have the biggest problem with it are people that have been here less than 5 years. So if 5 years ago their neighbors would have done it, they wouldn't be here. My problems would be less, because they would have been against where those people are living now. So it's really trying to figure out, we have a growth management plan. We try to go by the growth management plan, but we have to modify that. We have to change that because times are changing as well. But we can't just put subdivision after subdivision after subdivision and houses, you know, with 5-foot setbacks that are only 10 feet apart. I know that's great, and it's more houses on the ground. You can't do that, because the very first thought, as soon as you do that, not only are you going to have issues down the road, which has already been mentioned, but in Columbia County, I'll just go ahead and tip you off, a lot of the good land has already been taken, which means that we're developing land that's a little more challenging. Mr. Baybaum and I have talked about that this week. The land that we're developing now is a little more challenging. With that comes stormwater issues that you have to deal with. I literally dealt with a citizen yesterday that was upset with the county because the lot they bought, it drops off in his backyard down to a creek. He has a backyard that's probably from me to Ampery. That's not much further than that. But then it drops off about 12 feet down into a creek, and the water's just running down that and running through his yard. He's completely upset about it. I'm like, it was designed that way. Unfortunately, it was designed that way, and now you got water issues. But I won't belabor the point. But those are the kind of things that we have to deal with. Is how do we do smart development going forward? Keep the character of Columbia County, but don't just let subdivision after subdivision after subdivision pop up.
What a vision that was. I really would love, as a resident in Columbia County, to see those visions come to fruition. Now, the final question that was asked and then answered by Mr. Scott Johnson was this. Question 3. As a group, regionally speaking, what are the 4 of you doing in your specific locations collectively as a group to make Augusta the place to be for everyone coming to this area? Do you guys work together? If so, how? And give us some really good examples of what you're doing individually to collectively help the entire city of Augusta.
I think regionalism is something that's absolutely necessary. I mean, you've got to have that. We've got to work together. We talk. We don't talk as much as we probably should, but all of us that are up here, we talk and we work together. Fact of the matter is, when you look at the CSRA, it's exactly that. That's why people are coming here. They're not coming here just for the things in Columbia County. They're going over and spending time in Aiken, which is wonderful. They're going over to North Augusta with all the great things that are happening there, and certainly spending time downtown. A lot of the folks that live in Columbia County don't work in Columbia County. They work in these communities. So it's very important to have the regionalism aspect. I would say that a lot of times we get, maybe not accused, but that's probably not the right word, but of competing with each other. That's really not the case. I think if Aiken and North Augusta and the city of Augusta are successful, Columbia County is going to be successful. There's no way we're going to be successful without the success of our neighbors. So regionalism is important. As far as specifically doing that, obviously we work on projects. Our development authorities work together pretty well. But I'll tell you, when it comes right down to it, when that factory decides where it's going to land, it gets a little cutthroat. Now, I'm not involved in that. That is our development authority, folks. But it does. It does. But at the end of the day, we all benefit from that because, quite frankly, the good things that are going on in these other communities, Columbia County's benefiting from that because, again, people are choosing to maybe live here.
I want to go ahead and give a round of applause to everybody that was on that panel. Thank you so much for taking your time out this morning to help educate all of us here at Maybaum Real Estate on what is happening and what is coming. It's great to hear and see the visions that you guys have, and I really cannot wait to personally see all of this come to fruition. Now, with that said, I want to go ahead and do a quick plug to end this video. And while we're speaking of what is happening right now, there is an open house extravaganza happening this Sunday all over Augusta and Aiken. So I encourage you to go ahead and make your list of homes that you would like to see, both resale and new. Get a list together, get with me if I am your agent, or get with your respective realtor and get to these open houses. I believe what was said this morning from John Chambers at Maybaum was there's over 100 listings with Maybaum alone that will be open for you to view. That could be your potential home. So make it a priority. I will tell you, I will be at an open house here in Whispering Pines. All my details will be on all my different social media outlets. I'll be doing live videos. I'll have every information. The address will be announced here shortly. Go onto Facebook, go onto Instagram, follow me on YouTube, and you will see where I will be on Sunday. Thank you all for everything and hope you have a great Wednesday.